All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to preview both Monday night games for tonight, and that will be how we end off the show here today. So let's get into the first game we'll preview. We'll preview the Ravens-Buccaneers game, and then we'll go to the Chargers-Cardinals after that. So these teams met a couple of years ago. That was Tom Brady's last year. That was back in Tampa. That was on a Thursday night. Ravens got the win there. Now, obviously, it's a little bit different. You got Baker Mayfield playing quarterback, and he's been playing well this year. And the Ravens have really hit their stride. They really have. Derrick Henry is awesome. That probably is the best signing of the offseason, is bringing in Derrick Henry. He's been unbelievable this year. 704 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 10 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. And then on the other side, Baker Mayfield, 15 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Looking at the league rankings, the Ravens 6th in passing yards per game. The Buccaneers are 9th. Rushing yards per game, the Ravens, of course, are 1st, averaging 205.3 rushing yards per game. The Bucs are 8th. They're starting to get it going on the ground. Last week against the Saints, Bucky Irving, he's been running the football well. Sean Tucker, he was making plays for them against the Saints. Rashad White was banged up. He's back. And Todd Bowles was talking about, the running back situation, and he was saying how it's going to be more of a committee. So you're going to see all 3 guys out there. Now, that, hurts their value in fantasy, but, that's good when you got, that many running backs in your backfield that, you can mix and match. And, I sound like I'm talking baseball when I'm talking about mixing and matching. But, that's good for the Buccaneers, though. Give the Ravens different looks. We'll see how that works out tonight. And then points per game. The Buccaneers are 3rd, 29.7 points per game. And the Ravens are 4th, 29.5 points per game. The Buccaneers, they put up 50 points on the Saints last week. So that, factored in. But, 33 points against the Eagles, 30 against the Falcons, 37 against the Commanders. They do put up points. And, I do expect this game to be competitive. I do feel like, though, the Ravens are the better team in this matchup here. And then on the defensive side of the ball, against the pass, both teams are at the bottom. The Ravens are 32nd, giving up an average of 298.2 passing yards per game, and the Buccaneers are 29th, giving up an average of 272.3. And then against the run, Buccaneers are 13th. The Ravens are the number 1 team at stopping the run. They're holding teams to 59 rushing yards per game. So we'll see, this Buccaneers running game, like I just talked about, match up against the number 1 rushing defense. Points allowed. The Buccaneers defense is 20th. Ravens are 24th. So, and the Bucs, like I said, Baker Mayfield's playing well. Mike Evans, was kind of iffy going into this game, but it looks like he's going to play. He was on the Rich Eisen show, and he was saying that, he's going to play. Chris Godwin, he has been unbelievable this year. He's been playing really well. And, again, he's another guy that I hope doesn't really do anything tonight because I'm going against him in fantasy. But he's been playing well. And, Baker Mayfield's been playing well. And the Bucs, getting guys back on defense, you hope. But we'll see. It's going to be tough to stop the Ravens' offense, though, tonight. The Bucs are going to have to match what the Ravens do. I expect Derrick Henry to have a big game. And the Bucs are a 3.5-point underdog. I think the Ravens do win, and I think they do cover the number. I just think they are the better team. And, for the Bucs, what's interesting is this NFC South, because the Panthers, they got blown out yesterday by the Commanders, and Jane Daniels got hurt in that game. Marcus Mariota finished up the game, and he played well. The Panthers, they're out. The Saints, they look like they're out with all the injuries. In that Thursday night game, against the Broncos. That was tough to watch. And then you got the Falcons, who you thought turned the corner, and now they did not play great against Seattle. Kirk Cousins did not play well either. So the Bucs, I mean, look at them and you say they could be the favorites for this division right now. I mean, it's still between them and the Falcons. It's by no means that they're a lock, but if the Bucs can win tonight, that would be huge. That would be huge going forward. And like I said, they got the Chiefs on the schedule. They got the Niners. They got some tough games coming up. They got the Ravens this week. They got the Falcons next week at home. Then at Arrowhead on a Monday night, and then home against the Niners. Those are some tough games. So, if they could go 2-2, that would be huge for them. That would be huge. And then out of the bye week, you got 3 easy games. You got the Giants, which, I mean, I think Giants have a good defense, but they can't score. Panthers, they should beat. Raiders, they should beat. At the Chargers is going to be tough. They play the Cowboys, which, I mean, I think they should win that game, but who knows. Panthers at home, and then the Saints at home. So I like the Bucs right now. They're they got a really good shot to win this division. But the Falcons, they have some tough games on their schedule. They got the Vikings in there. I'm looking at right now. The Chargers. You got the Bucs next week. So we'll see. It's going to be a close race, but that's who it's going to come down to, is those two teams. So, but yeah, tonight, like I said, I like the Ravens. You guys know me. Like Baker Mayfield a lot, but I think the Bucs fall short here tonight. I like the Ravens to win. I'm going to say 27-20 is the final score. Like I said, I think the Bucs will put up points. I think, this will be close, but Ravens, I think, are the better football team, and I like them to win this game here. So I got the Ravens. Then we move on to the second Monday night game, and that is between the Chargers and the Cardinals. Cardinals losing last week to the Packers. The Chargers, they picked up a win against the Broncos. They're 3-2 on the season. These two teams met, I think, in 2022, I believe. And the Chargers won that game. Looking at the league rankings, Cardinals are 26th in passing yards per game. Chargers are 31st. Chargers are a team that loves to run the football. Rushing yards, Cardinals are 7th, 145.2 rushing yards per game. Actually, the Chargers are 12th. I thought they would have been higher. But yeah, they're averaging 127.8 rushing yards per game. And then points per game, the Cardinals are 18th and the Chargers are 25th. Then on the defensive side of the ball, the Chargers defense is the better defense in this matchup. They are giving up an average of 209.4 passing yards per game, which is 11th. And the Cardinals, they are giving up an average of 230.3 passing yards per game. The Chargers are 6th, giving up an average of 97.2 rushing yards per game. And then the Cardinals are 30th. Got to fix my camera again. They're giving up an average of 153 rushing yards per game. So that doesn't bode well for my fantasy team with James Conner. And I'm going up against my friend who has J.K.Dobbins, and I'm hoping Dobbins doesn't do much, but we'll see. Maybe if Conner could, maybe he doesn't, have a ton of yards in this game, but, maybe the Cardinals, they put up points in this game and, he scores a couple of rushing touchdowns. That would be nice. And then points allowed, Chargers defense is first. They're giving up an average of 13.2 points per game, and the Cardinals are 29th. They're giving up an average of 27.2. So, you look at the statistics. The Chargers are the better team here. Offensively, they haven't been overly impressive. They don't put up a ton of points. Justin Herbert this year, he hasn't been spectacular. On the season, he is looking at his touchdown interception ratio. It's good. It's 6-1, but he only 6 touchdown passes. He's at 815 passing yards. Kyler Murray, 8 touchdowns and 2 picks, which is good. 1,186 passing yards. J.K. Dobbins has been good this year, 438 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. James Conner, 403, and 3 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be playing in this game, it looks like. He's their leading receiver this year for the Cardinals, 279 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. Joey Bosa did not practice, doubtful for this matchup, so that's big for the Cardinals. With him being out, and then on the Cardinals side, some guys are limited, but like I said, Marvin Harrison Jr., of course, he left the game against the Packers with a concussion. He looks like he's going to play, so we'll see. I mean, right now, the Chargers are 1-point favorites. I do like the Chargers to win this game. I mean, I think it's I would say like a 20-17 game, 23-20 game. I think it'll be close. But yeah, Kyler Murray has not played well. He didn't play well last week. I mean, they did beat the 49ers on the road. So I can't say he hasn't played well this year. I told you. I mean, 8 touchdowns and 2 picks. That's good. But again, he's one of those guys you want to see more out of him. And the Cardinals, I mean, I think that they're kind of going to finish around what I had them at record-wise. I mean, right now they're 2-4. They got the Dolphins then next week. Then they play against the Bears. They do have some tough games coming up on the schedule. They still got to play the Rams and the Niners again, even though they destroyed the Rams when they played them. But it's going to be different when they play the Rams the second time because they're going to probably have Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back by then. So, for the Chargers, look, they play really good defense and they run the football. Harbaugh is already changing the culture over there. And, once you get, some more playmakers on this offense, and you continue to rebuild this team, the Chargers are going to be a good team for a long time with Harbaugh, I would imagine. So I expect them to win tonight, get to 4-2. Cardinals probably going to drop to 2-5. But we'll see. You never know. But that game is on ESPN Plus. So like I said, if you have a friend, a family member, or some random person you see on the street, ask them if they have an ESPN Plus account. If you don't have it, if you really want to watch this game, I mean, if you don't, look, we got Buccaneers, Ravens on as well. So, but that's the only way you're going to be able to watch this game is if you have ESPN Plus. So, but yeah, I got the Chargers winning. I got the Ravens winning as well. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you have winning these games? Let me know in the comments. And that is pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out all the other shows. Give the other shows some love like I always say. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and like the video. Greatly appreciate it. So yeah, until next time, I'm Kenneth Grunfelder signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.